Hey everyone, how you doing today? And welcome back to the Dropped in 3 channel. And we're talking about more anime again. Woo! Finally! But okay, I guess it's technically a film, so I don't know if it technically... Well, it's anime, but a movie. Whatever. It's a movie. So we're doing a movie review for Suzume by Makoto Shinkai. And to let you know how these full reviews work is for the first minute or so, I'm going to give you a spoiler-free review. But then if you want to hear more about my review and non-spoilers, I'm going to link my video somewhere in this video where you can hear the whole review spoiler-free. But other than that, the rest of the video is going to be all spoilers. So I'll let you know before I do. So if you haven't watched the movie, I'll let you know when I'm going to spoil it. But to get straight into it, right? Suzume, I would say, is a fantastic movie. I would say the animation and art is unreal. I mean, it's kind of standard for Makoto Shinkai movies now to have unreal animation and art. So if you're going for, it's kind of like, you know, when people go for a James Cameron movie because you know you're gonna get some technical masterpiece, like technically the movie's gonna be ridiculous. I feel like Makoto Shinkai is like that with animation for me. Like, of course, the animation is going to be 10 out of 10 and art is going to be a 10 out of 10, of course. So that one is absolutely beautiful, right? But other than that, the story is about a girl who meets a guy who is doing some stuff, some supernatural stuff, and she ends up following him and ends up getting in this whole supernatural situation. And the whole journey that they go through in order to set things right was actually pretty interesting. A lot of fun, a lot of heartfelt moments and interesting characters. I'd say the finale is probably the best part of the movie. That's where it gets really emotionally resonant. And I would also say that the music is beautiful as well and well directed as well. And Makoto Shinkai is just talented. So I gave it a 9 out of 10. Sorry, I said 10 out of 10. I apologize. I gave it a 9 out of 10 in my review. I was leaning towards 8.5 because I would give Weathering with You a 9 out of 10, right? And bear in mind, Weathering with You is incredible. Would I give it a 9.5? Weathering with You was really damn good when I think back to it. But Weathering with You, well, in my mind, I gave it a 9. And I'm like, if I'm giving Weathering with You a 9, why should Suzume get a 9 as well? It should probably get an 8.5. But based off the actual movie as it is and the actual product in terms of the beauty, the music, the animation, the characters, the voice acting, just the whole shebang, this movie is a 9 out of 10. It's actually an incredible movie. So that's my spoiler-free review. If you want to hear more, I'm going to link it to my channel, but we're going to go straight into spoilers and talk about stuff I want to talk about. So if you've not watched Suzume, I'm going to talk about spoilers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's do it. So the one thing I'm a little bit weird about in terms of this movie is I'm a bit confused what Dajin's motivations were, because here's the thing. Dajin was the keystone, right? They removed the keystone, Malevolence goes crazy. All right, cool. Dajin goes around the whole world going to these gates and leading them to the gates, which they did explain. He did, like he said to Suzume, was like, oh my god, you were leading us to the gates? Yes, cool. But did he open the, okay, maybe he didn't open the gates. Maybe I'm answering my own question here because he didn't open the gates. But was he telling him to close it? Because he kept on running around, mocking it, laughing, acting all evil. And I'm like, bro, this... And he was so disappointed, so like heartbroken when Suzume was like, I hate you. I would hate him too. Bro, how dare you laugh at all that? Bro, he was literally like, oh my god, your guy is suffering. Like, no, what are you laughing for? You know what I mean? Like, of course he'll hate you. So that's why I'm a bit confused about what his motivations were. Because if his motivations were to lead them to just close gates, why didn't he just say, hey, I need you to close some gates, follow me? He can talk. I would have been easy. Maybe because he had his jealousy of, oh my god, I can't believe I forgot the dude's name. That's going to annoy me. Suzume's love interest. I can't believe I forgot his name. That's actually going to annoy me because I literally just watched this. But yeah, hold on. I must find his name. We finding it. Sota, that's his name. Sota-san. Okay, yeah. So, what was I saying? So yeah, he was mocking it about Sota being like dead and all, and I'm like, bro, like, of course she's not gonna be happy with you, damn. Like, bro, she should be chucking you off the flipping building, bro. Like, damn. But anyway, it is what it is. From what I understand, his motivations were lead them to the gate so they close it. Maybe that's it. I don't know why he had to act like an evil, sinister cat, but hey, it is what it is. Maybe he was having fun. That was his interpretation of fun. I don't know. But the scene that got me, right, other than the final scenes, because the final scenes, I will admit, there was a part of me that was trying to understand it, but then a part of me was like, I think I get it, but I'll get to that in a bit. The scene that got me was when Suzume had an argument with her auntie. And our auntie was like, listen, like, I'm taking care of you. Look how much I've sacrificed. I had to put a lot of things on hold, this, that. And she was saying all that. And I was like, oh my God. Like, yet again, what are the motivations for these damn cats? Because I forgot what the name of that black cat was. I think it was Sadajin or something. It seems like it was his power is the reason why Suzume's auntie was able to say what she was. Like, maybe he exposes the heart, or she exposes the heart of a human or something. But okay, let's give the scenario. Let's say it's not by the auntie, it's by that power. If it's by that power, what was the cat trying to achieve? To make Suzume angry? Like, you see, I was thinking about that. I was like, what is this? Is this cat evil? Because I was genuinely, like, for the first bit, I was like, you must be evil. Because for you to do that, you must be sinister, right? But then after a while, he's just chilling and riding with everyone, having a good time. And I'm like, so you basically emotionally traumatized Suzume for nothing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something, but I was a bit confused by that. But let's say it is Suzume's auntie that actually said that point blank. If she said that straight up, right? No evil, no malevolence, no control, no filter. Because to be fair, right, she did say later in the movie that, hey, I do think I have thought those things before, which I really like the movie addressed that. I like the fact the movie didn't say, I didn't mean it. I don't care. I know, you know, that's not how I feel. I love the fact she said, listen, I've thought of those things before, because that's realistic. It's like, okay, fair enough. But at least she's thought of other better things as well, which was really good. Really, that was actually a very heartwarming moment in my opinion. But coming back to that whole bit, right? If she thought of that and actually said that point blank to Suzume, that's deep, man. Because I was hearing all this, I was like, whoa. I was like, I don't know how you fix a relationship like from that, bro. I was like, whoa. I hope she's getting controlled, because boy, that is deep. Like, dude, that was deep, man. Oh, I'm not even gonna lie, that whole bit. But yeah, thank God they made up. Well, of course they were gonna make up, but thank God. At first, I was a little confused about Suzume. Basically, like, not confused, but basically, if you think about it, the whole movie, if Sato was clapped, Suzume does not get involved in this whole movie at all. Like, if Sato was ugly, bro, that's literally the reason why this movie happened, is because Suzume said, damn, this college student is hot. I'm gonna go get his number. That's basically it, right? Because, well, okay, I guess not that. Like, she said, why is he going to the ruins? But there was reasons why, even she, when she got into the ruins, I said this in my review, she got into the ruins, she was like, man, I'm acting like a stalker. Because I was like, babe, why are you following this man? You don't know him. You don't know what he is. He could be a serial killer for all we know, right? And because he's hot, you're going to follow him into one of the most dangerous places in your town. Make it make sense. Like, I was literally about to be like, Suzume, you might need to go and get, like, you know, you might need to calm down a bit. You might need to get parented, bro. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand what you're doing here. So anyway, she goes in to follow Sato because he's hot. Goes in and the portals start coming out and the worms start coming out. The worms are so beautifully animated. I'm gonna say that, so beautifully animated. I generally thought it reminded me of the Yuffie table. Strangely enough, it was one of the most disgusting parts of the Demon Slayer movie. But the Yuffie table in the Demon Slayer train movie, where Lower Moon 1 starts using his powers in the train, and he starts like bringing out these tentacles and stuff, and it was all CG and stuff. I was reminded of that, but it was a better version of that. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool effect. And other than that, right, when I noticed with Makoto Shinkai, right, with this movies, I'm jumping around a bit, sorry about this, but I've noticed with his movies, he has a pretty, well, the last three movies, which is Your Name, Weathering With You, and now Suzume, he has a pretty locked on formula in the fact that, let's say, a person meets another person, supernatural stuff starts happening, or supernatural stuff's happening while, like, before the person meets another person, like in Your Name, yeah. But anyway, two people meet who end up being lovers, right? Supernatural stuff starts happening. They play around with the supernatural stuff, like in Weathering You. I think she started, like, I forgot what she did. I think she started like predicting weather or something, but basically they were playing around with the supernatural stuff. In Your Name, they started switching bodies. In Suzume, they started closing gates, right? So they play around with that, and the next thing you know, well, I guess you could also say Sato got turned into a chair, which we need to talk about. I haven't talked about that yet. But they play around with that mechanic. Next thing you know, something terrible happens, right? Something really terrible happens to one of the characters. And then they're like, oh my god, I might be forgotten. I might be out of existence. Something like that. Then the other character, which in this case is Suzume, has to go and save them. And they go like, for the last like hour, it's just this emotional ride of them trying to save them. And then trying to figure themselves out. And at the end, they get saved. That's basically how it is for the past like couple movies. I mean, Your Name and Weather With You is pretty much the same plot. I'm not, okay, I tell a lie. I'm sorry. I wouldn't say that because that's very, very harsh to Makoto Shinkai, right? They're not the same plot. But you can tell they have very similar like structure. You know what I'm saying? So, not that I'm complaining. All three of them are amazing movies. So, I'm not saying they're bad. I mean, Your Name is a masterpiece, but the other two are amazing movies. But I've noticed it. Clocked on. Pretty obvious. But, I did like Sato. I like Sato. Thank God he was a college student. I would have been a bit annoyed if he was older than that and trying to get with a high school girl. But Sato was pretty interesting. I like that chair form. I'm sorry. Sato as a chair killed me for the whole movie. Because when he'll just run with the three legs and he'll just running across the street and trying to get Dajin. And then people will just be like taking pictures of YouTube videos. Which, how have people not like, how has he not been like, I don't know, no, like, bro, there's a moving chair running around. How is it not trending on Twitter or something? Like, bro, how has the whole world not been like, oh my god, that's the chair that moves? Like, I genuinely thought that was where the story was going into, and the fact that Dajin was getting clout and then the chair was just running around, so people would be like, oh my god, what the hell is this, a moving chair? So I thought like it would be kind of like a journey whereby it was trying to get Dajin, and at the end, like everyone around the world is following this journey of Dajin versus the chair, and they go around it, and Suzume is along for a ride. I thought that was where the story was leading to, but obviously Makoto Shinkai, being the cool guy that he is, decided to plot twist us and tell us that nah, man, Sato ended up being the keystone. Sato gets up getting or is it Saito? I think it's Saito. Am I saying his name wrong? I might be saying Sato. Sota. I can't believe I'm saying Sato. Sota. I'm so sorry, Sota. So Sota is his name. Yes, Sota. Sota. Yeah, that's his name. Yeah. So Sota has been running around. I said Sato. But Sota, right, becomes the keystone. They're like, oh my god, you're the keystone. Hence why I was like, what is Dajin's motivations? Because Dajin's like, haha, you're the keystone. I turned you to the keystone. What? But anyway, so I mean, I guess but he did say his motivation was he wanted to move around now and not be the keystone. But still, like, it's just damn. If you were trying to help Suzume, what was the point of all that? But anyway, back to the point, right? Back to the point. Sota. Jesus Christ. Sota turns into the keystone, and I'm like, oh my god, that's deep, that's emotional, especially with the whole cold thing. Like when Sota was going, like yet again, I thought they were gonna use this mechanic a lot. When Sota was going into sleep, and Sota was a deep sleep, and Suzume is like, oh my god, wake up, Sota. And then you see that scene where Sota just falling and sinking in the sea, and he's on the beach and sitting down with the door. I thought they were going to play with that a bit more, but I mean, I can't complain with what we got, to be honest with you. And I like the fact that that's how Suzume got Sota out, was through that door, even though she kissed the chair twice. She kissed the flipping chair, man. Now, I'm not gonna lie, when I saw that in the cinema, I was dying. I was like, you're really kissing chairs, man. Like, this is some Princess and the Frog stuff. Like, anyway, so that happened, the whole Keystone thing happening. I was a bit like, how do I explain it? With the fact that Suzume was reacting the way she was, cool, I get it. Yeah, you've been through this journey with the guy and you want to save him. But I was a bit like, when she's like, oh, I can't live without him. I don't want to have a world without him. And I'm like, bro, you've literally known him for like 3 days. I mean, damn, I know he's hot and all, and he is a good guy, but still, like, bro, it's been 3 days. Like, bro, like, how you falling in love that quickly? I mean, with Your Name, at least it made sense. Bro, they've been switching with bodies for like months. Like, okay, yeah. And then with Weather With You, I'm like, all right, at least it makes sense. They went on a whole flipping journey and they were even younger. Yo, Suzume, I don't know. I mean, granted, they went on a journey too, I guess, but he was a flipping chair for most of it. So did she fall in love with the chair? Yet again, coming back to the story as well, with the whole chair with the mom thing as well, was that the whole point? Was like, she couldn't let go of her childish memories or something, or she was really missing her mom or something, even though it ended up not being her mom. Anyway, we'll talk about that in a bit. So I don't want to take too long because it feels like I'm waffling. But back to the point, yeah. The point is that whole bit with Sota becoming the keystone. I didn't expect that, and it was a bit sad. I felt for Suzume. And with the whole granddad thing, the granddad was a bit harsh, I won't lie. But all in all, that whole plot line with the fact that they were trying to save Sota, it had its moments, like the moment I mentioned with with her auntie and all that. But I will admit, it was the weaker part of the movie. I'll say the strongest part of the movie, except for the ending. I'll say the strongest part of the movie was when they were initially on the journey, and you see Suzume and Sota as chair form, and they go to different places. Like the first young girl that Suzume meets with the oranges. That was fun, seeing that whole interaction. Then Suzume going to meet the kids with the woman with the babysitter in the bar. When Suzume became a babysitter and they were in the bar. That was interesting. And the gates being in places. Okay, actually, look, let me talk about something else, actually. Because I did love all those characters. They were all fun. I love the fact they ended up her and her auntie ended up seeing them on the way back to Tokyo, to their hometown. That was all fun. Now, the gates, right? The gates. Let's talk about the supernatural stuff. Because I don't think I've talked about the gates like that, right? That gate, is it that people died? That's why they hear the voices of the people that were in those abandoned places? Or is it just the places were abandoned, and because it's abandoned, all this malevolence just happened? That's the question I have. Because when the first gate closed in that Bath district, I genuinely thought that what you were hearing were people that died. And especially at the end, when it seemed like with that gate where she closed, where Suzume was home, it seemed like the last voice she heard was her mom. So I was wondering if, like, basically what's happening is people, some mass sad event happens and then people die. Or also, which I could be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't want to speak out of turn here, maybe like it's based, because it was based, a lot of earthquakes were happening in the movie, and every time a benevolent thing happened, it was based off an earthquake. Maybe based off, like, I could be wrong here, maybe based, I think it was either a tsunami or an earthquake that happened in Japan, right? I think it was an earthquake that happened in Japan. Maybe based off the earthquakes happening in Japan, mainly those were what happened to the people, and then there was actually malevolence instead, but they didn't know. And what you're hearing when the gates closes are the voices of the people who died in the earthquake, unfortunately. Hence why the movie would tie into some of the earthquake stuff happening in Japan and stuff. That's what I was assuming that was happening. But if that's what's happening, damn, that's interesting as hell, because that was pretty cool. I won't even lie, and that was deep. Now, finally, let's talk about the ending, because we're about to hit 20 minutes. I don't want to get up to 20 minutes, right? The ending was really interesting because I did not expect that Suzume, the kid who Suzume met in the beginning, was herself as an older person. But it started to piece together to me when her hair was flowing and she started wearing white. I was like, wait a minute. Hold up. When she picked up the child, I was like, hold up a second. So that was pretty interesting. But the question now I have is, maybe I missed it in the movie, but what happened to her mom? Is it that an earthquake actually killed her? I mean, let me know. And also, how the hell did Suzume end up getting in the world in the first place? Because that I don't think that was ever answered. Not how she was. Basically, how was she able to get in that world in the beginning? Is it that Suzume has this link to herself that, okay, every time young Suzume comes, older Suzume has to give her the chair in order for her to access the world? But how did she get into the world in the first place? Am I missing something? Please let me know in the comment section, because that is one thing where I don't know. But other than that, I love how emotionally resonant it was, because it seemed like it was like, with Suzume giving her chair away to the child Suzume, it seems like she had all this past trauma and past this regret and lingering regret from her mom not being around. Hence why the argument with her auntie was actually pretty interesting, because with the mom dying, a lot of stuff has clearly happened between them as well. And I wish we got more on that. Like, I wish we got a good amount of it, I admit, but I feel like I wish we got more of Suzume being like, damn, I have this trauma based off the fact that my mom has died and I've still been carrying this for ages. Because that last scene was so not damn well done. The way she was basically the way she was acting like the mom that Suzume didn't have, it was so good. And it was really, really sad. I won't even lie. That was a deep scene. I won't lie. But all in all, man, fantastic movie. Makoto Shinkai killed it. The themes were really well done. I believe it's in terms of loss and trying to recover from loss. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments if I misinterpreted the theme well. Based off that, the movie is really well done. Animation was flawless. Voice acting really well done as usual because Makoto Shinkai knows what he's doing with the stuff. And please, Academy, please use your eyes. Please nominate this for Best Animated Feature. I'm begging. Makoto Shinkai needs this because the fact that Your Name and Weathering with You were not, when both of those have not had it, makes no sense to me. So please nominate this for Best Animated Feature. All in all, I can't wait for the next Makoto Shinkai movie. It's going to be another top tier movie, if not masterpiece. And that's my review for Suzume. Did you like the movie? Did you not like it? Let me know in the comment section. I'm open to discussion. Thank you very much for watching again. Please like this video. Subscribe for more on the Dropped in 3 channel for more on anime, movies, games, TV show, etc. And I hope you have a great day and stay safe. And thank you. All right.